Hey there, welcome back to another video. So we're finally going to actually start working on the front end here. And the first video, what we're going to be doing is we are just going to be trying to fetch from our API a listing of existing tasks. And then we're going to try to display it within our front end. So we might have to do a couple things in order to get there, and so this is going to be a pretty quick video, hopefully. But we'll just be doing the example of how do we actually fetch our data within the front end. So let's hop into it. So we are going to come over here to our app, and this is our entire app here. You'll see it here, and we're just going to close. So this is saying edit. This is all in this header. We're just gonna empty this out. We don't have a logo. We should see this go blank. Oh, we need to make sure our environment is ready to go. So we should see a blank screen in a minute, and there we are, a blank screen, and perfect. So that's really this is gonna kill me having this white background, so we're just gonna switch this over to just using black for now, and we'll use white text. So here's our app. We are not going to be worried too much about styling, at least up front. Our number one goals are really just content oriented, and then we're going to apply styling as we go. But so for now, we have this app, and we've got this div here. That's fine. For now, where's this index.tx? This is rendering our app. So if let's look around here too. Let's see. So we got text align as center, our background color, and this is minimum height 100. So this app header, this is all coming from here. I think for now, what we can do is we'll keep this app. We'll do a background. We'll do a style. And we'll do background color, and we're just gonna do black. And let's see what this is doing. So we probably need to do a min height, 100, view height. And we're actually gonna need to really quickly get our ESLint Prettify on save. You can see here that we have two spaces instead of 4. So there we go. There's our black outline. So we're going to make a new folder, and we're going to call these components. And we will call our first one, we're just going to make one that's called task. Or we're going to make it's called tasks, and it's a TSX. So in this TSX, we are going to be returning a list. So for now, let's go in here and we'll just hard code some tasks, and we're going to say that each task has a UID 1 2 3 and a name, and that says task 1. So each of these we'll make 4, and so this is 4 2 3 task 2, 3, and 4. And what we're going to do here is we're going to just simply tasks.map. So we are going to return an empty, I forget what we even call these, but an empty container. And with each of our tasks, we will return simply that. I think that looks good. Why is this complaining? Does this have to be? it's kind of interesting that this is, so we're going to call this tasks, and we have an export default. Yes, is what we want to do. Perhaps we don't even need this. This is kind of, oh, it's because all this is not being wrapped. There we go. So if we come here, and also all of these are going to have a style. We really should be using a class here, but we're just simply not. We're gonna have a color of white text, and we'll see what these look like. Oh, and we need to actually include these in our app. So our app itself, we are just going to have a tasks, and so it's simply, there we go, task 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, so this is obviously not what we want. They're way on the left. But ideally, we're going to worry about our style as we move along. So first, because this video is really, what we want to do is hit our back end. So let's just go ahead and try to actually, so we're having these tasks and they're set like this. However, we want to do a React.use effect. So when we load this, we're also going to have some state, task, set task, and these are going to be using our task coming from our API. But for now, interface task, and they'll have a UID name and string, and we'll put a to-do. To-do should come from shared directory. And this will be an array. So we have tasks, and when we load this up, we are going to fetch, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to we're going to do this. We're going to fetch our tasks, and then we're going to save it. However, we're not doing this from our API. We're actually doing this from localhost 8000, and then tasks. And we are probably going to get an error though, and I think this is going to be a CORS error. So are we actually getting it? Localhost 3000. I do not see this actually being ran. So fetching. So, okay. So fetching tasks uncaught async is not a valid JSON. So we should see this coming in our network, and that's kind of interesting that we're not even seeing this even come over. Tasks. Oh, yeah. Well, we can just do HTTP. Okay. So 404 not found. And okay, so here's 8000, and if we do task, okay, so we don't want to do tasks, we want to just do task. So this is actually coming back with a 200, but we are getting this error still, and I think this is a CORS error. Let's look at our logs. Yeah, so it's been blocked by a CORS policy. So we're going to ask ChatGPT how to unblock CORS from API. How to unblock CORS Node.js Express and fetch API. Okay. So we're gonna install this npm install cores package. So we'll go into our API, install cores, types cores. We weren't installing our types, so we're gonna actually install cores and cores types. There we go, so that's fixed. We're also gonna need to go and Docker Compose build everything again. So we've built, and now we're gonna Docker Compose up. Cannot read properties of undefined, reading map. Okay, so we're fetching task, and let's actually see what is coming back from here. Our initial state was that, oh, and it would just be response.json. Really, this is just an array. So if we refresh, we have fetching tasks, and we have no tasks, and that's actually what's to be expected. So we've got an empty array. So what we're going to do as part of this last bit is we're just going to fill in. We're just going to fill in some of these. We'll have a default, and we're going to do task 1. We'll insert this in our database, and there we go. So we'll enter 5 of them. We'll say ASD task 4000 testing. Oh, testing 1, 2, 3, and hey there. And so when we come back and refresh, there's our real tasks. So that's actually a big step, is just hitting our API. So that's actually going to be it in today's video. In our next one, we're going to start taking, now that we have some actual tasks, we are going to add in, we have a list of tasks. We're going to add in this ability to add a task, and that'll go onto a new route. When we click this new add button, we'll go to a new route. On that route, we'll actually be able to add a new task, and we save, it'll hit the back end, and we'll see it on our list. Then we'll also be allowing us to edit a task as well, which will allow us to delete or to edit the actual task. So we'll see you next time.